All right, guys, this video is going to supplement Activity 5 and Investigation 1. So we should have wrapped up Activities 1 through 4. All right, again, we are going to be employing some data that I'm just sharing with you guys because of the quality of the videos that I'm able to take right now. So taking a look at what is in the folder here, the big question for number 5 is how does an object's charge, affect its interactions with a neutral object, right? Earlier in the investigation, we were looking at how neutral objects interacted with just a charged object. And then in activity 4, we looked at how to determine the charge of an object. And now in activity 5, we want to differentiate, does a positive or does a negative charge do they interact differently with neutral objects? Okay, so again, I would start in our on our Conquer website. As you go through here, a couple things that it's going to ask you for. As you get to the second and the third page, it's going to start to reference that experiment data. Again, I know we don't have these materials, so that's where you should be able to use this data. All right. It mentions 2 different rods, and I can clip that here. As we saw, a Teflon rod in combination with a fur pad will cause a negative charge, and rubbing a glass rod with silk will cause a positive charge. Okay, so that's even something I could add in here, and I'll get back to that once this is all wrapped up. Sorry, I'm sort of jumping around here. So use this data. Again, I tried 3 different neutral materials and I recorded their reactions. The balloon attracted, the piece of paper attracted to the glass rod. I didn't get much of a reaction out of the water bottle as I think it was just a little bit too heavy. But that's why we do experiments. It's all good. Okay, again, I think there's some cohesion in the rest of our data here. From there, the next thing you'll see, there's a little game that you'll come across. I believe that's on page 4. Sometimes it looks like mine popped right up. Sometimes these run a little slow. You might need to refresh. There's a full screen button here. Play through this, take a screenshot when you're finished. I think it's going to ask you to submit a screenshot both in the Concord website, and I'm asking you to do so here. As you continue to progress through here, we're going to get to a part where we're revisiting this experiment we saw in activities 1 and 2, and we want to revise our model. Again, remember that there are readings and things along the way. This is going to be very important in your final revisions for your model for this first investigation. And once you do make that sketch, that is something else I'm asking for you to submit a screenshot of. So I've provided you data for the first, for the experiment about the neutral materials with the charged rods. There is the video here when it asks you to revisit your model for the pie pans. Okay. Something else I do share. I'm curious to see if you click on this link. This is a link to a Padlet, and you guys are able to post pictures and stuff like that on there. I'm curious to see what your guys' models are looking like, and I'm anxious for you guys to share that with your peers. So I know we're sort of getting a little ahead of schedule, but this is what you should need for Activity 5, and I will talk to you guys soon.